Yo. Yo people, this is Perttu. We are supposed to have a chit chat and a question and answer thing with the amazing Simone from Epica. So I try to connect with her. We haven't had much luck with the connections in between Germany and Finland so far. Simone. Simone or Epica coming? I cannot see. Hello from Mexico. Hello from Finland. I would guess that we all are located where we live at the moment, as the world's really gone crazy. Hello Russia, I hope you are staying okay in there as well as everywhere else, and hello from USA, same there, lots of greetings. Now I see Simone is watching. I'm waiting for you, Simone. Accept my invitation. There you are.
Hello.
Hello, Guatemala. Hello, Simone. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Paraguay. Lovely. So, how are you this week? Another one behind.
Yeah, another week behind. It's still the middle of the week, but we had Easter, so.
Yeah.
So far, so good. You?
Yeah, not really having the feeling of celebrating the Easterns and stuff in now, but it feels like it's an emotional, some roller coaster. Every second day I'm full of energy of like, okay, we can't tour, we can't do anything, and trying to do things, and then you stay awake for a night, and I'm really worried about everything, and so have to admit that it's really up and down.
Yeah, I guess that's the same with all musicians. We just don't know at the moment how the future looks like.
Yeah.
But the only thing we can do, and I think you said that already, there's now a lot of time to just write music.
Yeah.
And that's what we intend to do as well. I hope that maybe in this time my piano playing becomes good enough for me to write some songs as well, so I can maybe also do that solo record that I've been talking about for 12 years now or so.
Wow.
I don't know. We did the Instagram live for Global Citizen last Friday.
Yeah.
What Elise also did, and that was so much fun. And we also played a jazz song, and both me and Oliver, we were like, this is so much fun. We should maybe now really try to use this time to write music. But the schools are closed, which means kid is at home, which then also means not so much work, that I can't get a lot of work done. So I have troubles with my stress level going like this, but I try to stay calm. One of my one of the things I want to do is meditate more, just to get quiet in my head.
Yeah, there's a lot of time to concentrate on things that you maybe earlier didn't have time, so somehow you could even think that that's the only positive thing in here. And I think the mental, how to kind of understand the entire situation, how to understand yourself, it has done good for me in this sense that like I think in a previous try, when was it 2 weeks ago, we tried to have the previous question and answer, we were speaking briefly about the fact that this, at least for me, it has made me look at the world and life a bit more serious way, so one could say a bit more mature way. Though I promise that I won't change dramatically from the idiotic usual myself. Anyway.
As soon as we hit the stage, then the beasts come out again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, anybody have any questions for us? I see a lot of flags passing by. I see Brazil, Turkey.
Yeah, it's very lovely to see that people all around are with us now. And like I said before, I really hope that everybody's coping up in there and hanging there in a tight situation. It's very demanding, and unfortunately, it's not going over so soon. So
no, we have to be very, very patient.
Yeah, patient and hopeful, I guess. One day it will end, anyways.
Yeah, better times will come, and we have to just keep our fingers crossed that the vaccine will be developed soon, and that people just obey the rules that each country have. If we all stick together, this will hopefully be over soon.
Yeah.
Do you think you will write songs related to this Corona experience? Well, a lot of our songs, lyric-wise, they reflect the current times. So I think there will definitely be some kind of Corona enigma coming.
Yeah,
Instead of the quarantine enigma.
most probably everybody will write songs about the Corona, so maybe I try to find something else.
Yeah.
Maybe about SARS. Only like 20 years too late. But
Bird flu.
nah.
Somebody asks, how do you meditate? Well, funny enough, I meditated professionally once in my life. And I am not the most relaxed person. I have a very, how do you say, very busy mind. And I did this hypnobirthing course for giving birth, where you basically also meditate. And it worked really well. But after that, it didn't work anymore. It's like I needed to have that goal that I worked towards, and then I succeeded, and then I kind of let go of it again. But there's so many apps out there that can help you meditate, like guided meditation. And I know some tricks, and I do yoga. Well, I did yoga, and the courses are now, well, everything is canceled. But at the beginning and at the end, we always did a little bit of meditation as well. And I just noticed such a positive effect that I have to force myself to do it every day. Nice bird background. Yeah, I live near the forest, so that's something that brings me joy, hearing the birds sing in the morning and during the day and in the evening. Spring is here, and Corona as well.
Yeah, birds are the best alarm clock in here as well. I love it. Yeah.
Argentina is here. Hola.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you do when quarantine is over, Perttu? You can.
What's the first thing? Well, I do hope that it has something to do with the music, because at the moment I'm missing actually the guys, which is surprising, missing my band, but missing the opportunities to play for the amazing audiences. We had so big touring plans for the spring and summer, and especially the autumn, together with Simone and Epica. So fingers crossed that everything works well. But at the moment, that must be the biggest thing, to get the situation into the level that everybody can live their lives more or less normal way. And yeah.
Yeah, I miss the shows, especially because we had a kind of a sabbatical where we didn't play for a while, and we were writing our book, writing the new CD, and we only had a couple of festivals. And then I thought, okay, now our energy is recharged. Now things can finally go back to normal. And I also miss the band, because originally I was supposed to go to the Netherlands to record my vocals. I was going to be the last, and that would mean also seeing some of the band members. They would come to the studio. But those plans all changed, And yeah, I miss in general having people around me. Of course, I have my closest family, but yeah, family and friends, like my parents-in-law. I miss the normal interaction between people before Corona came, because now it's all the time, oh, you got to keep distance. People look at each other as if you already have the disease. It's really like being in some weird movie. Still, I still find it very surrealistic. So I'm looking forward to just hanging out with my friends again and the band and hugging people again, also greeting them. So yeah, and I was looking so much forward to the festival season. It's my favorite season, actually.
Yeah, festivals are amazing, and always the feeling of getting like fresh crowd, and you cannot expect having that everybody knows your band in the festival audience, but that's another kind of a nice challenge to try to win everybody to your side. And so
Yeah. Yeah. Do you miss airports? Strangely, I do. I do. I miss well, the airport where I live is Stuttgart, so it's very small. I don't miss the really big airports where you get lost easily.
yeah, I kind of think that the airports and queuing in them and all the traveling is the downside of this profession, and usually I even hated it. But at the moment,
You
I'm
would.
missing. I would take whatever plane to that would mean that the world is once again can breathe free and can get to you amazing people from Peru and what all I saw in here. Wonderful places.
Yes.
So hopefully one day, and actually they asked quite many times already that would we tour in Latin America together, and I think it would be an amazing plan. Like we already said, that just have to wait whenever it is allowed to play anywhere, and then we come.
Yeah, but we will start touring when we can, all around the world.
Yes.
Tour together in Mexico, yes, I guess so, if we can. The thing is now that with a lot of bands having to reschedule tours, we don't know when other bands are going to tour again, and it's probably going to be like that all bands are touring at the same time.
Yeah, that's another challenge.
Yeah, that's going to be a big
Fine.
puzzle as well.
Yeah, really, really big hassle to find the venues and opportunities. But I'm sure that everybody in the business, from the management to agents and bands and everybody working in here, are trying to find alternative ways or really, really putting effort on solving the puzzle whenever it's possible. But as we do not have the slightest idea for how long does this take, even they start to open borders and other like shops. Live music might be even the last one, the bigger gatherings to have the license to start to work again. But
I'm afraid we are at, how do you say, we pull the short stick of
yes.
because yeah, it's like live shows, sport, games, all of that, where a lot of people are coming together. There's probably going to be a huge restriction on that, like the amount of people that can be allowed to be close.
Yeah.
But hoping for a miracle, hoping for a vaccine, and that we can get back to normal. And yeah, we're listening to music at home a lot. I find it very uplifting. I think we need music now more than ever. And yeah, so we listen to a mix of a lot of different bands at home. We go from ABBA to Battle Beast, some German artists as well, like from the early 90s that I don't know, but yeah. And Vincent is playing a lot of piano while wearing his rollerblades.
Okay.
He's rolling around the house And then he stops at the piano, he plays a little bit of piano, and then he rolls again. But we don't have a very big living room, so the isolation rules in Germany are, we don't have official lockdown, and we can still go into the forest and for bike rides. We are not 100% confined to just our houses. Luckily.
Finland is pretty much the same. We are strongly advised on staying just at home and not meeting anybody, basically, which is wise. And I go to the shop just once a week to do the necessary grocery stuff.
So are you also cooking a lot?
Luckily, my wife is very good chef.
Okay.
I'm eating a lot.
Yeah, and you're doing the cleaning afterwards, I hope.
Yeah, licking the plates.
Okay.
With my dog.
Yeah, I cook and bake a lot, so, but sometimes I don't know what to cook anymore, like every night. I'm not used to being home that much. Like we love to go to restaurants as well. That's something I miss. Even though I don't mind the cooking, I don't like the cleaning.
So many questions running in here that.
Let's check some. I can scroll back a little bit.
Yeah.
Something you do during quarantine and you're going to keep doing?
I have been painting my house and doors and windows and doing those things that I didn't have time for many years. So that's a good thing. And concerning music, most probably will dive into making songs and stuff as quick as I get the proper feeling for it. But earlier spoke already that so far this has been actually quite sketchy. Of course, the emotional feelings have been varying lots, and I never was so apathetic maybe before, or kind of, I don't know yet.
I guess a lot of people are confronted with themselves in this time because it's an unusual time and everybody has time to think more than ever. But I think that I've been doing a lot, and I've said this in interviews before, like whenever we have a special show to celebrate like a milestone in our career, for example, retrospect or anniversary shows, then you kind of reminisce and the good memories, and you're thankful for all the memories that you have. And now normally everything goes so quick, tour after tour, writing a CD, recording it, releasing it, promotion, flying from A to B. And now you can just kind of enjoy and try to relive all the memories that you already created, and without just going on and on and on and on and on. And sometimes your brain gets an overload of input, and like this you can, I don't know. I am very thankful for the things that I've experienced in my life already, and I kind of reminisce in them, and I'm happy for those positive experiences in life. And now I kind of appreciate it even more now that it's not possible, you know. Ukraine will wait. Yes. And we will wait. Everybody has to wait.
And Ukraine is great. Always had so much fun in there.
We had a very interesting last show in Ukraine. We did the show without our drummer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, he was. He couldn't make it, so he was stuck at the airport because he didn't have his passport with him. He had his ID with him, and we flew from the Netherlands to Switzerland, and then Switzerland to Ukraine. And in the Netherlands, they didn't ask to see his passport, so they let him fly to Switzerland, and then we flew from Switzerland to the Ukraine. And he had to sleep at the gate, and we had to vote to see who, you know, should we do the show or not. And we decided to do the show, but that was for me one of the weirdest shows ever to not have the drummer there. So that was the last experience in Ukraine. What German artists do you like? Rammstein.
Rammstein for
You
sure.
toured with them, right? Do you have any funny stories? That's a long time ago, right?
Yeah, but another favorite from Germany, Scooter.
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 Somebody asked if I miss the Netherlands. A little bit, but whenever I'm whenever I'm flying, I fly to Schiphol. I hear, of course, there's a lot of tourists, but I hear a lot of Dutch around me, and I look at all the Dutch women, which are way taller than me. I am not very tall for a Dutchie, and I feel like a stranger in my own country. And I miss my family, of course, my friends, and certain Dutch delicacies. But I feel 100% at home in Germany. Do you have to wear masks? It's not, do you say obligatory, mandatory? And I can cook curry, yeah. And we're jumping from really weird things.
I think that I will wear a mask tomorrow. We are also not forced to do that, but it's kind of wise to show to people that they have to remember that keep the distance. In Finland, it feels that it has been a little bit reckless, like people feeling that, oh, now it's holidays, everybody can go to their summer cottages and enjoy life as they can't work. But it should be should not be like that, of course.
Yeah, we had rescheduled our show in Chile that we had to we canceled it last year, but all the concerts are being moved further and further in the foreseeable future. But we do intend, when everything's better again, to start touring again. I guess so many bands will be jumping in the air with joy when we get the green light that we can do shows again. It's really something I miss, like physically and mentally.
Of course, it's like so big part of ourselves to have the chance to perform and get the energy with people together with the audience. So it's really like it feels like having a disease, not be able to do what you are supposed to.
Yeah, we're not, how do you say, living our life to our fullest potential. We're being held back big time, contained in a way. Somebody says they have horrible anxiety. I suffer from that too, quite a lot as well. And I have sometimes sleepless nights because of it, or I wake up completely stressed in the morning. So meditating is very good if you can. Take walks in the forest. Do what makes you happy. Don't be so strict on yourself. Call a friend. Talk to people. Take a shower. Shower helps me. And the thing is that a lot of people that are now stuck in quarantine, that have to do home office, or for me it's a little bit weird. I don't have a strict home office like where I have to work from 9 to 5, but I still try to work or be productive. And for me, what kind of takes my anxiety away, if I'm creative, if it doesn't have to be necessarily music, but if I just create something, and if I haven't created anything during the day, I feel really bad afterwards. So I guess my brain needs that to be creative and productive, and it takes away my anxiety. So okay, let Perttu talk. Now you can talk.
I'm just happy to listen to you. So easily giving. Yeah, but like you said, I think during this kind of time, the best is to try to challenge yourself to do something that you earlier didn't have time or anything, and trying to learn new stuff, whatever, trying to struggle against the boredom and all of the anxiety, and that's probably the only thing we can do.
And keep a routine if you can. A lot of people, well, you can do whatever you like, but what helps me, I can only speak from my experience, is if I don't walk around in my pajamas all day, I still get dressed, I still prepare myself as if I were to go outside. Like that, I'm more productive, not so lazy.
But yeah, I definitely will try to have this spare time in a good use for making music, and it's actually, even for Apocalyptica, I think it's a great time to start to aim thoughts towards next album. Even we released our last one just in January, so very fresh album, but still, if we could create cool music already and even record something before we can tour again, then the release of the next one could be faster. And so I think that is something that most of the musicians do at the moment. They try to do some studio and demo work at homes and learn to play faster, better, whatever. And in the final end, I hope it benefits the entire music scene actually as well.
Yeah, I think so too. Because everybody nowadays has a home studio, so you can still get really good quality demos at home. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out Logic. I used to only work with GarageBand just to record some demo vocals. But yeah. I'm afraid to talk now because somebody told me to shut up.
I have to tell you then that I just keep on going. It's brilliant to hear you.
Big fan from Iraq. Never been there. Any chance to record a DVD of the tour? You mean the upcoming tour with Apocalyptica, I guess?
It would be wonderful to get the chance to have it filmed in a way or another.
Yeah, we've been doing these after movies a lot, and they're quite popular. And we were intending of continuing that during the upcoming shows as well, and tours. Camelot would be close to my birthday, and it was such a bummer. Yeah. I know. We miss you guys too.
Simone, do you have the list that people sent the questions beforehand somewhere printed or?
Not printed. I have it on my phone, and I'm live on my phone.
Exactly. I noticed the same, that if I go to search for them.
Because people already submitted some questions, and we can go through the list and answer.
Because I think it would be cool. Now we have the connection, by the way. It's unbelievable. It has stayed for long already. 2 weeks ago, it was horrible because for a reason or whatever, it was cutting ourselves off after 30 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
No, I don't have the questions anywhere. But I do remember the first question was, how are you?
Yeah, we can ask the people that too.
Yeah, I think I'm as good as ever can at the situation, and I hope everybody else is doing their best too.
Yeah, we're doing okay as well, so everybody's healthy, and that's the most important thing. And we're all stronger than we think, so we're going to get through this one way or another.
For sure. We humans, we are pretty resilient and firm species in that sense that we tend to go through hard things and evolve.
Mm-hmm. Simone, what's your favorite garbage song? I like the song Milk a lot. My home has never been so clean. Same here. That's not something I enjoy doing, cleaning the house, but I've been loving just going through all my stuff and organizing. Becoming more organized is one of my goals of 2020. Put the camera near to me, but then you can see my nose hair, and that's not very pretty.
Couple of people already asked about did we listen to the current Nightwish album, and yes, I actually did listen to it once it came out and liked a lot of many songs. They were really cool and progressive, long, and Nightwish as their best.
I still have to listen to it when I have what do you say, peace, because my son is the one that is the boss of the playlist. Whenever we play music around the house. And he's a big fan of how they call Beast in Black and Battle Beast. I always confuse those names.
Yeah.
And I like to when I have some time for myself, actually listen more to jazz lounge music because that's relaxes me.
I am asked here what video games I am playing at the moment, and now during the isolation time I went into Fallout 76 just to prepare for the total apocalypse, to have the skills to survive. Sure.
No, we need the list somehow. And I don't have any other device here with me. I read through it really quickly, and one question that was directed towards me was how do I cope or handle the fact that a lot of people see me as a role model. And that's kind of a hard thing to comprehend, that you are a role model, because people put you on a pedestal, people think you're perfect, and I'm far from that. And I'll have to admit I have bad days as well. I'm not always happy and joyful, and I feel as a role model, in a way, I want to not show that too much, but on the other hand, I should maybe show more the human side of myself for other people to be able to relate more, because they have this image of me being something I don't think I am. But I do like to spread positivity, that people believe in themselves, that everybody is unique, and that's beautiful, and to be kind to each other. And that's basically it for me. But I don't see myself as somebody who's famous or that I am a role model, because I do everyday stuff as well, like everybody else. So how was recording the new album altogether this time around? Still in the middle of the recording, and I just can't wait for you guys to hear the music. So many questions, and I think the questions that are popping up with me, they are already much older. Shoot.
I don't know what was the weirdest thing exactly I gave an autograph for, but one of the favorite places always is when people bring their cellos. Of course, it's like a really wonderful to think that if we encouraged people to start to play our crazy instrument, and so in that sense it's wonderful to put your mark in those.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the body parts.
I always find it very challenging to put my autograph on drumsticks. It's like, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah,
It always looks very ugly when I try to do an autograph on a drumstick.
absolutely. They're very, very difficult.
What's going to happen with the new album? That's a good question. We first have to finish the new album. And then I think in these times we need music more than ever to keep us going. So you'll hear the new music hopefully really soon. Getting a lot of hearts. That's great. I'm hungry too.
Do we like Sweden? Oh yes, of course we love Sweden. We love Brazil. We love also whatever countries were mentioned before.
I love the people of Sweden too. And the language. I think it's very funny.
Ja, det är jättekul.
It's very different from Norwegian, Finnish, Danish. Which series are you currently watching? Do you watch a lot of streaming,
Yeah,
like
I have
Netflix?
been watching. I have been watching now actually all of Poldark.
What did you say?
We watched Poldark, all the 5 seasons of it. Wonderful series.
Poldark, it's called?
Poldark, yeah, it's a story about England in late 1760 or something like that. 1770.
Is that where is it?
Historical. I think it was done by Circus. Yeah, UK series anyway, but very well made and wonderful. I love those historical or any kind of series that brings me to a journey to some really interesting place. Of course, I'm a big fan usually of fantasy and science fiction and all of those, but also at the moment I like to watch proper historical movies about the human history, and you always learn stuff. It's interesting actually to then put it to the pause if you feel that, okay, I have to check out about this occasion a bit more, and or the facts behind the story and places and learning maps and whatever. So it can be even educating. I like that.
Okay, we'll check it out because we have been watching a lot of series, and we currently started to watch Peaky Blinders.
Oh, that is so cool. One of the best. I love.
To fall asleep to, we love to watch Better Call Saul because it's kind of uneventful and just like not a lot of action. But I also started rewatching American Horror Story again because I just love horror. And I think it's really brilliantly done.
Somebody quoted there. I have to put that. Of course, Star Wars is one of my biggest passions. So anything related to Star Wars, and I spend all my money to it.
We have a lot of Star Wars merchandise at home.
Yeah, and toys, and my studio is filled with all the toys, and always when I go there, I kind of regress to the little kid once again, and that's a correct mood for creating music. Star Wars and Tolkien's Middle Earth, they're the most important sagas for me.
Yeah, I like Lord of the Rings more than the Hobbit trilogy.
Yeah. May the force be with you all as well. That's about the best thing to say at the current world situation.
Yeah, I can already see the jokes when it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Of course,
Yeah.
the Star Wars fans are gonna. Lord of the Rings, yeah. Lord of the Rings is just classic.
Yeah, actually, nearly all of my tattoos are Tolkien related. Swords and Arwen and Aragorn in my back, and Witch King. All of them. Great things.
So what is your favorite of all three Lord of the Rings movies then?
Well, Return of the King, I think it concludes that story so well, but I read the Lord of the Rings book first time when I was 7, and I cannot count how many times went through it, at least 20 to 30, something like that, in different languages too. So the entire history of Middle Earth, it's so interesting that for me it goes way beyond the movies. And actually, I just a couple of nights ago started the story of Children of Hurin again. Read about the ancient times, and I cannot wait for the Amazon series about the second age of Tolkien's world. But like everything else, we have to wait for a little longer because all of the productions are halted for some specific reason.
Yeah. I don't know what that reason could be. So many movie productions. Also,
Yeah.
the new James Bond. I like James Bond movies.
Oh, I love too.
It's being postponed till October, but that probably will be postponed even further because the movie's finished. But I think it was supposed to be released this month. And I am a big movie fan, so I like to rewatch series and movies, especially the ones that I love. But I would have to watch it alone because my husband's like, no, we watched that 3 years ago. And I was like, yeah, I can watch it every year, you know?
Yeah, the best movies, I agree that you can watch countless of times, and every time you get something new from it. And then I started to listen with like directors explaining on top of commentaries, and that's also very interesting. All your favorite stuff you can go through countless of times. Oh, I loved Game of Thrones, and guilty pleasure, I even loved the 8th season.
And the ending?
Yeah, I loved it. Let's say that I'm not in a position that I feel that I have a right to criticize somebody else doing their best to make screen script, and I just try to enjoy the best way I can whatever I see. And I think actually it was so beautiful when Jon had to kill Daenerys. It reminded me of so many amazing romantic stories where actually to achieve something you have to kill your biggest love and stuff like that. So that was kind of thrilling. Of course, it could have lasted longer. Blah blah. All of that.
Yeah, it felt like it was going fast forward for the last couple of
Absolutely.
episodes, and then I was like, huh, that's it? Like everybody was living up to this huge climax ending, and then it was like just burn the whole city and kill the Queen of Dragons. Oh, spoiler! No, I didn't say anything. Since we're being nerdy, do you like Harry Potter? I do, actually.
Me too. I learned to love it actually. First when they came, and maybe until last couple of years, I didn't even watch the movies or read the books because I had this stupid thing that only Tolkien is true fantasy and everything else is crap. But then I gave it a chance and I realized that, wow, this is actually a fascinating, wonderfully written world, and there is so much space actually for different kinds of sagas and music and whatever in the world. So if we just are able to try and give them a chance, we might find surprisingly cool
I
stuff.
love the soundtrack also for Harry Potter.
Amazing, yes.
And yeah.
One of my favorite things is to play all my favorite sagas with Lego characters. Those Lego games are actually great. And just finished the Harry Potter one. And the humor, how they adapt it, it's always really, really fun. Witcher is amazing, sure. But I also love those books. And the games, of course. Witcher 3 is one of the favorite games, actually.
I watched the series as well. I like the main character. He looks good.
Cavill.
Show us your dog. Where is your? Do you have a dog? I didn't know that.
I don't know where he is.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a greyhound.
Oh.
But rescued from Spain.
Oh.
Very, very scared. If I talk in phone, he is afraid of, still very traumatic. But
No, we don't have any pets. We have a cat from our neighbors that visits us. And people are confused because they ask me if I have pets and I say no, and I show him sometimes on Instagram, but he's here. He's like a, how do you say, part-time pet. But we're not his owners. He kind of adopted everybody here in the little courtyard. Pays visits there, brings us dead animals and all that stuff. I've watched I've seen it earlier. The Alienist. That's really cool. If you haven't watched that, have you watched it?
Yes, very good series.
I hope for a second season, but I guess, like you say, we gotta wait long.
Yeah.
And I watched Carnival Row. That was on Amazon. That was pretty good as well.
I think, I watched the first episode, but didn't continue for whatever reason. Maybe there was other series going on. Yeah, this is really, really most probably amazing time for Netflix and all of those, because everybody is streaming so damn lots all the time.
Now we're all addicted to Netflix. It's probably a verb by now, Netflixing.
Oh, Aliens are great, the movies. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, my all-time favorite movies. But I also like Covenant and Prometheus. Very different, but also very good. An amazing soundtrack as well.
Yeah.
And another movie that I've loved a lot, and I'm listening to the soundtrack a lot, is called Ad Astra with Brad Pitt. Max Richter did the soundtrack, and to me, he wrote a lot of, he composed a lot of more like calm music, meditating, relaxing music, and that's something I've been enjoying a lot. So yeah, big movie fan over here. And my husband loves books, so we have a little library at home. He's a big Terry Pratchett fan, reads a lot of Terry Pratchett books. I like Prometheus. Yeah, no, I loved Prometheus. I didn't like Covenant at first. I had to get into that. I don't like the main actress that much, so even though she's great, but
there's a question about Hans Zimmer, and of course and surely I do actually adore him and listen to his soundtracks often. I think he's really, really versatile, not only doing one type of a soundtrack, so that makes him so great. Very cool. Interstellar is one of my favorite, actually, soundtracks. It's a very good movie in all sense, but the soundtrack is amazing.
I still have to watch that, Interstellar.
Yeah.
I like movies.
And Walking Dead, of course, one of my very, very favorites. And Marvel. Here we go. Now we are reaching all of our nerdness.
The nerd level is high.
Yes. I usually don't talk much, but when you start to talk fantasy or superheroes, then I'm problem.
So what's your favorite superhero then?
Maybe Rocket. He's so cool, cute. But from the comics, if we forget about the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a second, from the comics I loved since kid always Ghost Rider or Thor, of course, he's been always my favorite, even Chris Hemsworth. But yeah, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, some cool characters they actually didn't even bring to the movies yet. So. But I would guess Marvel, even DC, still offers us quite many exciting thrills whenever they have the chance to finish their movies and get them out.
I am a Batman fan.
Okay. Loki is amazing. Yes.
You look like Rocket, somebody's writing.
They are right. And I also do stink like a rocket.
Can you recommend a band or track that you've been obsessing about? And can you please share? I talk too much, so it's your turn. Whoa, my chair almost flipped backwards. I've been enjoying listening to ABBA a lot lately because it's mainly happy songs, so it's immediately uplifting. I liked The Joker as well, or Joker, not The Joker.
Actually, it was brilliant. Really, really great movie.
Also, a really beautiful soundtrack as well. Is she Icelandic? The woman who did the majority
Yes.
of the tracks.
Yes, Icelandic.
Very young also, but really very, very, how do you say, touching, like, and brilliantly played.
Well earned Oscar. But yeah, people asking that definitely is one of bigger dreams actually at some point to get to do more music to the games or even complete scores, games or music.
Yeah.
And this period, this year could be interesting time to develop, for example, composing skills and everything towards those things too.
Yeah, that's one of my bucket list items as well, to sing the movie score. I would like to do that.
Vikings.
We're watching that as well. I have to say I like the old, when Ragnar was still there. I liked it, but there's a lot of Finnish people, actors playing in Vikings. You have a friend, right, Peter, or what's his name?
Yeah, Franzen, he's amazing. I think he's doing great work in the series, and wonderful fellow as well.
He seems a very nice guy, like that he would be like that in normal life. He just has that look in his eyes, I guess. Even though he's acting, he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah. Sneaky character.
But I guess a lot of women who are into metal bands love Vikings because the guys mostly have longer hair there.
But that, as we spoke earlier, I love Vikings as well because even I have always loved the Norse mythologies and stuff. Still, watching that series make me go back to the history to read the real occasions or battles and who was what and lived when and went where. So I like to watch most of the series that way, that it's also educating somehow. Especially Game of Thrones. It gives us so much correct knowledge of a man's history. How fastly dragons can fly.
If dragons would be real, that would be cool. I think they're very beautiful creatures.
Absolutely. Amon Amarth, one of my favorites, as well as Arch Enemy. Lots of great bands coming from Sweden. Yeah.
Reading all the comments, I can't keep up. Which part of American Horror Story you like the most? I love Freak Show and Asylum. I think Hotel is also pretty cool. I did not like Cult or Roanoke, not so much. I would like to have a little baby dragon at home if they were real. I'm
Absolutely.
actually one of the children books that I read, or that Vincent reads. It's a combination of like a book with really beautiful drawings and also a musical. So he learns the songs and he can read the scores by now because he's playing piano. And one of the characters is a little dragon who has like a little lighter up his nose so he can light up things. It's pretty cute. It's called Ritter Rost. Maybe the German people know this. Cult was disturbing. Yeah, I guess so. How do you keep your voice in shape? Are you singing in quarantine? I am singing in quarantine, but I do notice that I'm a little bit out of routine. One of the things I like to do to warm up the voice is called Lux Vox, where you have the little tube that looks like a straw, and you put it in a bottle of water, and it should be under the water like 2 centimeters, and then you just sing scales while you have the straw in your mouth. It looks really funny, but it's very effective. And I've not tried growling, and I'm not good at it. And Mark can do the grunts, so. Ooh.
Actually, I do listen to black metal relatively lots even. I love all the contrasts. And for example, for me, some of the most important musical genres could be black metal and Italian opera or German techno from 90s, and really, really challenging the brains to adapt. And as a music listener or musical lover, the more crazier playlists I can make for myself, jumping from Wagner to Slipknot to ABBA is a great one. So there, I think it gives me some really, really cool thrills. Maybe my character is also a little bit up and down. I heard maybe once.
Yeah, I like Dimmu Borgir. I like jazz, I like pop, rock, classical music. Not so much like house music. Yeah, I have a very wide musical taste, and for me, the thing that a lot of people say that you're a metalhead, you can't listen to any other music, or how can you listen to famous pop singers? To me, music is music. If I like the melody, if I like the voice, if I connect with it, I don't care what genre it is. I'm open for everything. Why should you just stick to one music genre? There's so much great music out there.
Absolutely. And same with whatever movies or series. I really like to watch different types. I loved Downton Abbey, which is kind of very surprising for me myself. when I was younger, I couldn't have believed watching different types of dramas or romantic movies, but I think there is time and place for everything, and I don't demand action always. So even actually during, for example, this time, I feel more like watching calm and philosophical, whatever.
Have you seen the series Versailles?
Actually, no, but I know that one. Yes.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
We love that. I started watching Peaky Blinders, so no spoilers for me, please.
So, Peaky Blinders is absolutely one of the most amazing series, and Cillian Murphy, I love that man.
I think he's very cute.
Oh yes.
I said, oh yes. My
Oh
husband
yes.
just joined the chat, that's why I said it. But he's not tall enough for me. He's actually quite short. That I like the name Gillian, or how do you pronounce Gillian? Gillian. And he just has a good face.
Yeah, but he was already very, very cool as Scarecrow. Those eyes.
Yeah, has a very, how do you say, a very good bone structure. Short. Yeah, I like really tall men, sorry. Well, I like one tall man. And my son, who's not that tall, but he will be. He's standing next to me and he's already like here. It's crazy.
Actually, I think this is really great that this went into a total nerd talk, because the times are anyway so stressful that it's really relieving to think of something else than watching the news. I love avocados. Yes.
Yeah, I like avocado too. I may have a very good recipe to make avocado pasta.
All right.
Very quickly. It's very effective, like lots of garlic, but it's very nice. But it's not my recipe. Wally, my husband is teasing. I don't think it's any use to compare singers to each other. Everybody is unique, so everybody. It's like comparing apples with pears. I don't see the use of comparing. You either like somebody or not. Why compare it to somebody else? Especially a voice is so personal, like the person itself, so or unique. Is there anything better than garlic? Chocolate?
Garlic is pretty amazing, though. I would vote it over chocolate.
Do you like cilantro?
I put yes, but I tend to put garlic into all of my meals, not to the cereals in the morning, but nearly to everything. And my wife is suffering because I stink like a rocket, as I mentioned already.
Garlic is great. It's very good. It's like an anti-inflammatory vegetable. Bacon. I don't like bacon too much. Garlic over chocolate. I like salmiakki. I'm a huge licorice fan. Hi Koen. Zit je nu op de wc of niet? Our keyboarder Koen Jansen has joined.
Oh really?
Yeah. More people to trash the life. Like my husband is asking if I am from Finland. Oh, there you see. No. Oh. You know, sometimes people wake up and they have already a certain mood. Nee, Koen, niet op de wc? Okay. Yeah, so back to licorice. Yeah. I guess my blood would taste of licorice. I eat it every day.
And yes, sure, I love pizzas with lots of garlic, of course, and licorice. And every Friday I have to get them and then feel bad. And
Yeah.
Sugar overload.
Do you like more the sweet or the salty licorice?
Salty.
I like all kinds. What I don't like, and there's a brand, I think, are they Danish or so? It's more like a luxurious licorice thing, and they have chocolate combined with licorice, and to me that's not a good combination. I don't know the brand. They come in a fancy little box, and they're like little balls, like chocolate with salmiakki powder and then licorice in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to eat it and I got really sick of it, and I'm interested, like, well, maybe I like it, maybe I like it. And those are, you have shops of these at the certain airports. It's like a huge shop with this licorice thing. I don't know the name of it. Other than that, I eat all licorice until, yeah, I can't anymore. It's also, I even drink licorice tea for when I'm singing, like licorice root tea. What about Mexican food? I love Mexican food too.
Oh yes, tortillas is a must to have, and often at least a couple of times in a month, with
And I
a lot
love
of chili
spicy.
and garlic and jalapenos.
Oily, oh. My husband just said that Kun is the best looking Epica band member. I think he's right. Kun is very sexy. Zoethout, yeah, zoethout. Zoethout tea. If touring is as hard as many people say.
It depends what you mean with it. Of course, sometimes traveling can be crazy without no sleep for many nights. But I would guess that all of the musicians would just love to perform, and that makes it so much easier to bear all of the tiredness and stuff.
Yeah, that's the best part of the whole day, to be able to perform. Being away from family and friends, that's difficult, of course. And I guess a lot of people don't see the whole business around it, and the fact that we do have a lot of traveling, spending more time at airports than on stage. Do you do your own makeup for the show? Somebody asks.
Well, actually, yes, I do. I cannot let anybody near my eyes. I have a phobia. But it's fast, and yes, definitely.
Yeah, you do a good smoky eye. So, but if you need any tips, you can ask me.
I would actually trust your tips. You seem to be very talented with makeup.
Maybe some false lashes would look good on you.
Would we play with Nightwish? Yes, actually, we do have a couple of shows in USA planned for the autumn, only if we are allowed to go in there. So that's the question.
Where is Elise? I think she's recording vocals, so she might still be singing into a microphone at the moment. Yes, Salvador. All the countries are on our wish list at the moment. Oli, can you bring me some food up, please? Let's see if he responds. Or a glass of wine. Any plans to go to Brazil? We have big plans.
Lots of plans. I would guess that next year, so 21, we do nothing else than tour.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Gonna be one big world tour of all the bands. How much do you
planning? Are we planning to do songs together during Apo Epica tour? And yes, I definitely would hope so. It would be an honor, privilege, and pleasure.
Yes.
Say it on once you in our chat. All
Better
right.
listen to him.
Greetings.
Yeah, 2021 will be great. Oh yeah, still a long way.
Thinking on retirement, not quite yet. I do hope we still have at least a couple of cool years ahead. And or do you think the person who asked, do you think that I should already retire?
It's come. Danke. Yeah. See you in the chat. That's my dinner now.
Sweet. Somebody mentioned Judas Priest. Oh yes. Actually, I fell in love to heavy metal music through Skid Row, Judas Priest, and Iron Maiden. So very important influences since the early teenage.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you have dinner already?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I ate already.
Mm. I didn't. I was actually cooking dinner.
Oh,
I just finished cooking dinner when we went live. So I took one bite of the pasta, but I have to eat something, especially now that I started drinking
absolutely, yeah.
wine.
Definitely, you should go to eat. I think we already chatted for a decent while.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Finland is 1 hour ahead of you guys. So it's soon my bedtime.
Oh yeah. What time did you wake up this morning? At 5 again?
No, actually 2:20 a.m.
When did you go to bed then?
Something like 10:30. I didn't sleep. Last night I was once again a little more stressful and
Okay.
too much thoughts. But one thing I learned, that if I feel like I can't get sleep, I don't try to struggle against it. I start to read or play games or just wait when the sleep comes again.
Yeah, this is if I feel I'm going to have a sleepless night, take a small fraction of a sleeping pill. So, but yeah, what can you do? The problem is when you can't sleep and you start to get frustrated, you come in the cycle and you can't sleep at all. So sleeping is very healthy. Yeah, it's very important. But I guess a lot of artists sometimes struggle with sleeping problems. I know a couple of creative people that have that. So yeah, this time we were not kicked off.
That's amazing. Yeah, we can congratulate ourselves surviving. And maybe we say thanks to everybody who was with us tonight.
Yes, and I hope they were somewhat entertained. I will try to do a acoustic show again one of these days, because that was a lot of fun. Even though we had to like clean up the whole living room because we have such a tiny living room.
Yeah.
In order for me to move around. And this Friday, Alyssa's going to sing some songs.
Wow. I have to check that out.
And
I think we are going to do something with the band as well.
oh yeah,
during the restricted time, most probably. So far we had been isolated like by law that there was police. I live in a countryside outside the capital city area, so the guys have been on the other side of the border, and nobody were allowed to cross or travel in the country. But now they opened it today as corona spread to whole of the Finland. So,
Okay.
so no need to lock anybody, specifically out.
Well, I look
But
forward to that if you do a live as well.
some things, yes. No, I don't sing. You never want to hear me sing. Trust me. Let Simone sing. She sings beautifully.
Oh no, I have to go downstairs and reprimand my husband for trashing the chat here. No, I'll do another live with Oliver if he's up for it. Otherwise, I'll just do it a cappella. I'll sing in the wrong key all the time. Okay. Time to put an end to this live.
Yeah, we do so.
Session.
And thank you for your company and for everybody's company and for Oliver's great company.
Yeah, sorry for that.
And it's really, really nice to smile during this time. So I'm very happy that we were able to reach some positivity in it.
Yeah, and give people recommendations for Netflix and all the other streaming services. And hope you can sleep tonight. That you can be creative.
Yeah.
And save some salmiakki for me.
I will. Just day by day, and we see how everything goes.
Yeah. So live in the moment.
Enjoy your dinner. Greetings to everybody. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy, and all of that.
Thanks everybody for joining us, and let's do this again.
Yeah, we should. It was fun.
Okay.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.